Hello, everyone. This is Will,
And this is Alex.
and welcome back to They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Mostly.
Let me just start off first by saying we're back
Yeah.
from the brief hiatus.
Yeah.
You know,
Was it worth it?
I don't know. I think
Sure?
I think I needed more of a break, actually, to be honest.
No.
No,
No.
2 weeks wasn't long enough, or
No.
2 weeks was too long.
No, we should have never started this. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, after watching today's movie, I think you might be onto something.
No, this was fantastic, Will.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with fantastic.
What would you go with?
Too long?
It's only like an hour and 30 minutes. Will.
Yeah, that's too long.
No.
They could have cut out like 30 minutes of it and it would have been fine.
No, it wouldn't have. You would have lost that amazing chase scene. And then what would you have? Nothing.
Yeah, we could have skipped this movie.
No.
Because if it doesn't exist, we don't have to watch it.
But Will, it brought us so much joy.
It made us. I mean, I'll admit it made us laugh a lot, but at what cost?
Hour 30 minutes.
A slap in the face ending again?
You didn't like the musical number?
Granted, not as bad as I bet you thought it was the butler, but like, yeah, pretty slap in the face ending.
You didn't appreciate the musical number?
Mm-mm.
What were they singing?
Happy day.
Yeah.
Oh, happy day.
Happy day.
Oh, oh, happy day.
Yeah. Like
Oh, happy day.
soul funk version.
Yeah.
You didn't appreciate that, Will?
No,
Why?
I don't know.
Jesus.
It's just, well,
You need some happiness in your life.
Jesus is right, and he wasn't here today as we watched this movie.
He was here last time.
Yeah, that's right, JC. He was. But while we were watching this movie, he was too busy riding his motorcycle in the sky.
Oh, God.
Okay. So, I guess we should start this episode after 2 minutes of monologuing. Yeah, the thing with two heads. Now, don't get this confused with the incredible two-headed transplant.
Yeah, the inferior movie.
Yeah, miles inferior. Too bad we didn't get perplexed. Wow, why couldn't I not say that word? Perplexed biker.
Well, because the biker in this movie just ran the fuck away.
Yeah.
Smart.
Well, I mean, I would too, considering what happens.
Considering what you see.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess let's get into it. Even though there's not much to explain, because the entire middle portion of this movie is the same scene.
The same amazing scene.
It's just, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes. You know it to be true, Will.
No, it was
You
like,
didn't get tired of it.
I got really tired
No.
of it. It was boring. Like, I was like, okay, they're cool. They could have made this like 15 minutes. And
No, Will. They had to smash the entire police department.
I swear it was like a 20-minute scene. But anyway, we'll get to there. All right, so where do we begin? I guess at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So
It's a doctor's house.
It's a doctor's house.
Mansion.
And it's this older doctor.
He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah. And he has like his hands are all messed up and stuff. And
They explain later during a surgery that he can't use his hands
because he has arthritis
or something.
I don't know.
He's dying of terminal chest cancer. Chest cancer.
Now, I'm no scientist, okay?
Really?
I don't claim to be.
So you're like the people who are in this movie.
Yeah. Now, chest cancer doesn't exist.
Shocking.
Yeah, I know. It's
Shocking revelation.
I know, surprising. Yeah, I was so perplexed I looked
You
it
had
up.
to look it up.
And the closest thing to chest cancer was breast cancer, which is
He does not have.
mostly for women.
Yeah, he does not have breast cancer.
Men in rare cases can get breast cancer, but it's
not this man.
Unlikely. No,
not this man.
This man does not have breast cancer. So he's dying, and
he's doing these experiments in his basement.
He's doing these experiments on monkeys to
a monkey.
Now,
a gorilla.
A gorilla, yeah. So tell me, does this sound familiar to any movie we've watched on our list?
Yeah.
You know, where they actually transplanted another monkey's head onto another monkey?
Mm-hmm. But...
You know, one that came out, 2 years earlier?
But... 1 year earlier. But... That movie did not have the monkey go batshit crazy. Now, did it?
No.
That's right. Because they're about to do something to, sedate the monkey or something.
So they go and see the monkey, and, he's, explaining how...
It's a guy in a suit.
You know, you can transplant it, and they'll be fine, and...
Yeah.
Look how well this works, and we're going to move on to human trials, soon, and we need to experiment more. You know, again, like another movie we watched.
Like another movie?
You know.
Shocking.
Yeah, from the previous year.
Yeah, shocking.
So, they decide to try and experiment on this monkey, right? And so, they get a cage, and they they get a rolling cage, and try and get the monkey onto it. And then the older guy... Oh, we should mention the older guy. This older guy is a professional surgeon, but he's so crippled that he has to watch the surgeries.
Yeah, he can't do them.
He commentates on what they should do.
He can't do them himself. Yeah,
he can't do them himself because his hands are not good.
Yeah. So one of his assistants gets a needle and goes to stab the monkey in the ass.
Okay? Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stabbing in the ass.
Yes, there is. A lot of ass, you might say. Well, because I think that's what you would call...
This movie is ass.
Shocking. Shocking. And so he tries to stab the monkey in the ass.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work.
And he's like, oh, I missed. I missed.
And the monkey goes batshit crazy.
Just fucking insane. Lifts up the cage.
Yeah.
Then...
And by monkey...
awkwardly goes over to the guy in the wheelchair and just tips it over.
He tips him over like a goddamn savage.
And then
smashes the lab.
Everything.
There's these shelves. He just knocks them over like they're made out of paper. And then he runs out and then he starts running down this suburban street. And for some reason they can't fucking find him.
Nope. And so they're searching. So the assistant and one of the other doctors.
He gets a gun.
They're looking for...
He gets a fucking sniper rifle.
Yeah, they're looking for the monkey, and the monkey runs into a corner store.
There's 3 people in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's 3 people in the shot.
He knocks a bunch of shit over.
And then 50 people run out of the corner store.
It's just 50 people running out of it. And they run in there, and they just see the 2-headed monkey eating 2 bananas.
They're about to shoot it, and it's just, it's eating 2 bananas.
One for each head.
Yeah.
And it's a guy in a suit the whole time, so...
Then it cuts back to them operating on the... No, they're not operating on the monkey, no. But...
They don't show them operating on it.
They show that, the guy... So the doctor's laying down, and he's didn't it show him cutting off, a little bit of the head?
No.
Of the other monkey?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Because eventually it shows the monkey under a tarp.
Oh, right, okay.
But it then goes back to the hospital, and he's trying to hire somebody. And they're like, oh, the person he wants to hire is there. So he can be interviewed.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
And a black guy walks in.
It's because the surgeon, hires this guy because he's really prestigious. And,
yes.
He knows what he's doing, and he has expertise in, neural, surgery.
Something.
Or,
something to do with transplants.
It has something to do with the transplant and helping them with the transplant. So he's black and he walks in and the surgeon is
immediately he has this look of disgust.
And so immediately the doctor sits down and the surgeon is oh, we can't hire you because something happened.
We can't hire you. He's well, we signed a contract and this and that.
Yeah, and he's I'm working my contract, and then they get into it, they fight.
And then eventually he's you wouldn't be saying this if I was white. Mm-hmm. And he kind of sort of denies it, but it's not really.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows. So that's when you get the revelation.
You establish that the surgeon is racist.
Is racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't trust, he doesn't trust African Americans.
Yeah.
And doesn't value their opinion.
Yeah.
And that's what they established the whole movie.
Yes.
And which makes this movie just beautiful.
Timely. And
so that all happens. They get into a confrontation. The doctor's like, I signed a contract and I'm going to do that contract, and hopefully I don't have to work with anyone like you ever again.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I did this so I could learn from you.
And that ends, and it goes back to the house. The doctor goes back to the house, and then you see the monkey transplant was successful.
Yeah, and they fully cut off the actual monkey.
They cut off the transplanted head, and they put it onto an actual body.
Yeah.
I think. Right?
No, so they cut off the actual head, and the transplanted head stayed on the body.
Okay.
And it was fully infused into the body, so it was just like another monkey.
Yeah.
But it's so they can prove that you can cut off the other head, and it's the whole body stays alive. Yeah.
Logical.
So the old surgeon's laying down. This is where he explains that he has terminal chest cancer.
Yes, and he's dying.
Not lung cancer or anything like that. Chest cancer.
Yes, he's dying.
They specifically say chest cancer.
And he tells them that they need to do this, what they did with the monkey,
but
with the person.
He's like, it's an easy operation. I cut off the other head myself.
It only takes 30 minutes.
Yeah. I did it in 32 minutes, and my crippled ass did it, and could do it, and was all confident about it. Yeah. So they're like, we need bodies. We need someone who. What were the specifications? It was someone
with a terminal disease or something like that.
Someone with a terminal disease where they're gonna die soon.
Yes.
So they can incorporate his head, the surgeon's head, onto their body. So when they die, he becomes them. Yes. And so they goes into the scene, and a bunch of doctors are calling around a bunch of hospitals. Yeah. How awkward. Okay. I just need to stop it here. How awkward would that phone conversation be?
Extremely.
Calling a hospital and be like, hey, just real quick, sorry, just a small question here. Do you have any terminally ill patients that are about to die that can have a head transplanted onto them? Oh, no? Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. We've just been checking all day. My bad.
I don't think they even give him that detail. No. But the scene
Well, they don't, but...
Yeah. The scene is kind of played like a comedy, because it's you see one person on the phone, and then it kind of pans over, and there's a second person, then a third person, and a fourth person. It's all these people are yelling on the phones at the same time to various people trying to get bodies, and they can't get a body. Yeah. And then it cuts to the state government building.
Oh yeah, this fucking guy.
And there's a politician who agrees.
He knows about the operation, and he's just okay.
He knows that there is something going on. He doesn't know it's a head transplant, but all he knows is that someone needs to fucking die for science, whatever. And so he's like, yeah, I got the okay from the governor and all these people.
Yeah, his master plan is to get death row inmates.
Yes.
To donate their body to science.
Now, then it shows a prison, and it's an announcement. One of you, instead of going to the electric chair, can give your body to science. Yep. Only one fucking person decides this. The rest of them would rather get fried to death. Yeah. Logical.
Now, it doesn't show who they take out of the cell.
Not yet. First, no.
No, because they have to build this up.
But there is a slight hint. Yep. Because they play some funk music. It's a slight hint of who it might be. But yeah, they take this guy to the electric chair.
And they sit him down, and then it reveals he's an African-American man.
It is a big black man. Yep. And he changes his mind in the electric chair.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? My girl's trying to prove I'm innocent, and so, I wanted to donate my body to science. Yeah. And, he, just at the just was like, you know,
Last moment.
I think it tries to establish he was padding out time so they could prove his innocence.
Or it's like either he's padding out time or he's like trying to feel better because he thinks that his body's going to be used to like save a life of like a kid or something.
Could explain later, but
little did he know. No. But so then they take him to the house, and as they walk him into the door, the two like assistant doctors have this look on their faces of like,
oh fuck,
oh shit.
It reminded me of that scene in Young Frankenstein where
the sheriff,
that and like and like Igor like saying like bringing the abnormal.
Oh no, yeah.
You brought me an abnormal brain.
Yeah, I was thinking of the scene in Blazing Saddles with when the sheriff comes to town.
Yes.
And they're all just like speechless. That's what it was like.
That one,
because they walk him into the room. There's like
I forgot about that.
There's like 50 nurses.
Yeah,
and they're all they stare at him for like 30 seconds, and I'm just like, okay, I get it.
So then they lay him down on the operating table and
they knock him out.
Knock him the fuck out after him explaining he has like a low pain threshold, and which doesn't go into that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So then, actually, like in one of the better scenes in the movie, we actually get a transplant, like a on-screen transplant operation. You
see them remove the old guy's head,
and it's like an animatronic head, so it's actually moving.
It's moving. Its eyes move, and it breathes.
I don't know if it's animatronic or not, but like it's just it looks it looks okay for 1972. So they move it and they like put it onto this guy's head.
They squeeze it onto his head.
Onto his neck, onto his shoulder. Yeah. They squeeze it onto his shoulder.
Keyword squeeze.
And then like, that just shows them like a scalpel, scissors.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, we're done. Good job.
They're just patting
medical stuff.
And then we get a scene of them, who wakes up first? Is it the... Oh, yeah, no, okay, so it's the surgeon that wakes up first.
Yeah.
The surgeon's head.
Yes.
And he's talking to the assistant there, and he's like, I can already feel it working.
Yeah.
Can you see?
Am I lifting my hand?
Am I moving my hand? And the guy lifts it up, and sure enough, he's moving his hand.
And then he's like, "Oh, I can lift it." And then the guy's like trying to be like,
look, this is the only option we had.
We had no other choice.
We had no other choice.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
And he lifts his hand up and looks at it. He's like, "Is this some kind of joke?"
I think you acted better than he did. Like, his acting was just like, is this some kind of joke? I swear that was like...
he says it twice, too.
Yeah.
He's like refusing to believe it.
He's like, you've got to be kidding me. And like...
Your only choice, huh?
Like, let me see. And then they roll over the mirror, and he looks at himself and...
I just want to clarify, someone wrote this.
Yeah. Some crazy bastard.
Let's put a racist man's head on a black guy's body.
Oh, that is amazing.
Someone did this.
Now, at the time, this was happening, I thought it would be much better than it actually was.
Well, it's extremely vanilla.
So up into
racism stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they never go too deep into him being, super racist. He says you people.
He says you people.
And he mentions them eating watermelon. That's about as racist as he gets. Which, I mean, it's racist.
He mentions,
But,
there's one scene later on where he's like, your kind always stick together.
All they think about is sex, too.
Yeah. He's like, your kind always stick together.
It's basically just stereotype stuff. Yeah. He just generalizes.
It's never, super...
It's not over the top racist.
Yeah.
It's just kind of
which is both good and bad, but I don't know.
I don't know. It worked. I mean,
I guess. But if you're trying to make him despicable,
well, yeah, because you want to be rooting for the other guy, but you're just like, this old dude is he's not super racist.
He's just some dying fuckface who
stupid stupid guy that wants to transplant his head onto another body.
For whatever, yeah.
But anyway, yeah. But I feel like they should have made him way more racist if we were supposed to like be.
If we were supposed to care,
like, yeah,
about anything.
I don't really care about this movie, but here we are.
Shocking.
Here we are. So then the other head wakes up and they start arguing.
Yeah.
Because he's like, "What? I was gonna donate my body to science to like save kids or like whatever." And like,
and he's
why?
Just like, shut up.
Shut up.
Stop talking. Go to sleep.
Stop acting better than him. It's shut up. Go to sleep.
We both need our rest.
And then like the black guy starts freaking out, and so the assistant gets chloroform.
Yes.
And sedates him.
Yes.
And then
it goes to like, they get the black doctor who he interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
They get him to come and help them out, and there's like a kind of a time jump where they're sort of like trying to figure out how to make him live
because they can't see they can't. So the black doctor can't actually see
he can't see what's happening.
The transplant.
Yeah.
Because they're sworn to secrecy.
Yeah.
So this is the scene where things get absolutely insane.
Yeah, so there's, they're doing their studying shit, and there's like these cops sleeping outside the door, and a nurse comes in to give him an injection of something. Mm-hmm. Something.
I think it's to like knock. So they're trying to knock the black guy out again because he's getting restless.
Yeah.
And the surgeon wants the operation to go through.
Yeah.
So she comes over to sedate the. I can't. Did they even give his name?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't even remember the surgeon's name. I don't remember anyone's name in this.
They might have said his name like once.
I don't remember anyone's name.
I don't either.
I
don't either.
So she comes over to sedate him, and he grabs her, and then like grabs the syringe, and of course stabs it right in her ass.
Right in her ass, and then knocks her the fuck out.
And then
instantly.
And then gets up, and then just goes over in the corner and is just instantly dressed.
He puts on a nice suit.
A suit
that somehow fits him.
Over both the heads.
Yes, both the heads.
Yeah, nice suit, nice button-up shirt.
Yeah.
Slacks.
He goes out and, like, knocks the fuck out of these two cops.
Yeah.
Steals one of their guns. Takes the black doctor hostage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, I forgot. In the middle of this, when he's like... I forgot. The white guy's head says something like, "What are you doing? You're gonna get us both killed." And the black guy's head says, "You jive."
Oh yeah, you jive. Or like for no reason.
I don't know.
So yeah, he knocks out the two cops.
He takes the black
doctor hostage,
and they get in his car.
They get in his car and they start driving.
And this begins.
Here begins the longest chase sequence, the longest and most boring chase scene I have ever seen.
No. Here begins the greatest and longest chase scene you have ever seen.
It is so long. It is like
there are 3 sections to this thing. It's so good.
It is like
4 sections.
It's the majority of the movie.
There's 4 sections. Well, there's the car, there's them on foot, there's the motorcycle race, and there is the 50 cop cars they crash. 4 sections. How dare you say it's boring, Will?
Yeah, and this lasts all the way up. So, I think literally the transplant wakes up at like clocks in at like 45 minutes into the movie, and it's an hour and 30 minutes, and literally up until the last 3 minutes of the movie. Well, or 8 minutes. Was it 8 minutes?
Like 15.
Last 15 minutes of the movie. So this is it's a pretty big chunk that this happens.
Well, it's a huge chunk.
So the black doctor's driving the transplant.
Yes, and these 2 assistants get in another car.
Yeah, and they start chasing him.
And they keep driving down this magical road because it is the same road over and over again. You see the same hill and the same apartments in the back. Over and over and over and over and over. And eventually a cop car comes out of nowhere.
Yep. And the 2 assistants flag it down. And The car turns around and starts chasing them, and then like the Black Doctor and the transplant guy pull over, and he's like, "I'm driving the car.
Yeah.
Get out!" Like, and like
Yeah.
they switch places, and his master plan is to drive the other way because the cops are chasing him one way, and then he drives the other way.
Yes.
And so then the cop. So
The
they drive the
cops
other way.
see
The
them.
cop like turns around.
Hold on. He says he sees them and he's like, they turned around. And the cop turns around slowly.
Yeah.
And then he drives past the assistants and they're like, they turned around. The same thing.
And then the assistant's trying to turn around and almost get in the cop's way, and then like the cop almost crashes.
The cop like runs, like nearly flips the car over. And the assistants are like, maybe we'll let the cops do it instead.
Oh yeah, and then ensues.
There's a lot of like awkward comedy in this.
And then the chase ensues.
It's been ensuing. Well,
yes,
it's been ensuing.
So
And it's so good because they drop like exposition in the middle of it. That's the mark of quality filmmaking.
yes, okay.
They drop the plot.
Yep.
And by plot I mean nothing. Nothing.
I mean, there was little plot to begin with, but now
Nothing. It's just them like talking like sort of what's gonna happen, and the White Doctor just being cantankerous.
Yeah.
Just whining
just
the whole
saying
time.
you people,
You
and, like,
people, you stick together.
yeah, stick together. Yeah, just all this
As they're
stuff.
like talking like, are you gonna help me? Are you gonna help get this guy off of me?
Mhm.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And
So then they come to a roadblock, and the guy's like, "Oh shit!" So they pull over.
yeah,
Don't they get out of the car at this point, or do they? I can't remember.
they get out of the car. No, they Okay, so here's what I think happens first. They see the roadblock, and he goes down. Oh no! So they're
Oh no! Yeah, sorry.
So,
No, he goes on the dirt road.
they keep
first.
chasing,
Mhm.
and the cops drive their car up a tiny hill, and it dies
Yes. Okay.
Remember?
Yes.
for no reason.
And then they call for backup
Yeah,
and a tow truck.
and like 2 minutes passes, we see nothing, and then we see a roadblock, and then he takes the car down a dirt road like a fucking roller coaster. It shows like a first-person shot of him driving this thing down this dirt road, and it's like a straight drop down the hill.
Yeah, and then it drops, and then
And the cops are so stupid,
he
they
drives
have no clue.
Yeah, and then they see him driving down this hill, and they all like try and block him, but like he just drives through them, and then knocks over a fire hydrant like it's nothing.
It's nothing.
Like he drives right on past
Not
it.
even quickly. Slowly
Like
drives
it was
through it.
like, well, I mean, it was clearly a plastic fire hydrant.
Shocking.
But like,
Shocking.
but again, the fire hydrants are bolted to the ground.
Not
There
this
was
one.
No way.
Nope.
You know, in some movies, how they crash into fire hydrants and it actually like uplifts the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No. This one is.
You ever played Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
That's what it
This
was.
is the weakest fire hydrant in
Yeah.
the world.
It just tumbles over.
Yeah. So they drive past
And the cops are stupid, and they can't stop them for some reason. And then they sit there for like 20 seconds just staring at this fountain from the fire hydrant, and then they start chasing.
And the chase ensues.
And then eventually, excuse me, it's been ensuing, Will.
Oh,
dare
yeah,
you.
Excuse,
How dare you?
excuse me.
And eventually they get out
Mm-hmm.
for...
They get out of the
Some reason?
car. I think it dies or something. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I,
remember-
think they crash into a hill or something. But then they get out and like start running up, like running into the desert. And then the transplant guy gets tired.
They take a nap.
He takes a nap.
The black guy falls asleep. White guy starts trying to sweet talk the Black Doctor
Yeah.
and telling him like,
We could work together. And
work
like,
together and you'll be famous and you'll have a great position at
This
the
is-
hospital.
This is like technologically advanced. This is,
Yeah.
you know, modern science has never seen this
This keeps
before.
going as the other guy's asleep, and
Then the cops get a helicopter.
yes, the cops get a tiny helicopter
Yep, and they start searching the desert.
and they find them.
Because this is like supposed to be like California, right?
Yeah, somewhere in the fucking like
In Acresfield.
I guess it's supposed to be Bakersfield, but the cops' badges and decals say Acresfield.
Acresfield.
Good job.
Yeah.
Missed
great,
the first letter.
great
Perfect.
job. It's fine. They already made all the uniforms. They can't go back now.
It's fine. It's fine.
So the helicopter's flying over, and apparently for some reason, none of the people on the ground,
Nobody hears it.
The black doctor and the transplant guy, they don't hear it.
They don't hear nothing.
They don't hear a helicopter literally hovering over them.
Oh, they hear it when it shoots at them.
Well, when he shoots out of the helicopter, but they don't hear the propellers flying. Then they run.
But it doesn't matter because the helicopter loses them 2 seconds later.
Yep, they run, and then they see...
Because it's a big black guy with another head on him, and they somehow, in the middle of a fucking field, can't see him anymore.
A field with no trees.
They can't see him.
There's like 2 trees.
But, Will,
don't
forget, suddenly, every time it shows the POV from the helicopter, there's many trees. Almost as if they filmed this in several locations.
No. Movies aren't filmed in different locations.
Never. That's what we call movie magic.
Well, I would argue it's called continuity, but whatever.
No, Will. Because they had to go to wherever they rented this helicopter. They were like
fly it in a little bit.
They're like. It was surrounded by trees.
Is limited.
Yeah. So they're like, hey, fly it down this and we'll just pretend that you're a cop. Whatever. It looks nothing like the other landscape. Who gives a shit?
So then they're running and you see a motocross race ensuing.
Oh, you knew, Will.
I knew exactly what was going on.
That's when you knew this was the greatest scene you've ever witnessed in your life.
I was like, there is no way.
What's on the poster? What is that?
Transplant on a
I bet you didn't think you'd ever see that.
I didn't.
Exactly.
So, The Incredible Two-Handed Transplant had him killing bikers. Now this movie has him becoming a biker.
He becomes the fucking greatest biker of all time.
Motocross champion.
Yes. The whole police department is so stupid they can't catch this guy.
Okay. So, here, I guess we have to break down the scene. Alright, so it doesn't even... So, there's a motocross race, and some guy falls over on his bike because he slides on the mud.
Yeah.
And then the transplant guy runs up to the bike, and the guy's like, oh, fuck this, and then, like, just...
He runs the fuck away.
The motorcyclist is just like, fuck this. Like, I think I would, too, if I saw a guy with 2 heads, to be honest.
Realistic.
Like, that's a realistic reaction, actually.
Yeah.
And most of the bikers' reactions are realistic.
Extremely.
I would just nope the fuck out. But
they literally, commit suicide.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that.
So
because he gets on the bike.
He gets on the bike, and the black doctor gets on the bike, too.
Yes. So, two-headed transplant and the doctor are on a tiny bike.
A tiny motocross
Tiny bike.
Like, not meant for 2 seniors.
And there is a scene, the very first scene you see it, is them driving down this hill with these other bikers around them, and you just see the fucking dude with the head taped onto him.
Just driving around with
it. Is gold.
It is beautiful.
Comedic gold.
We were laughing so hard
that they fucking did that. And everyone around them is so, freaked out that literally every motorcycle...
start, falling over and,
falls
start
over.
doing everything.
Yeah. Everyone is falling over. And some of them are falling over to the point where they're driving off the goddamn mountain.
Yeah.
And just tumbling down.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone.
And then it shows a couple of scenes of just stock... not stock footage, but it shows
footage.
The same footage of the motocross race going on over and over and
it's
over
the same
and over.
motorcycle races you saw earlier that crashed. Now they're showing footage from earlier of them.
And they're, going around circles and, doing, going on jumps and stuff.
Eventually a cop finds them.
Yeah, well, the helicopter notices them and is like, they're at the motocross race or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
It's a mile down
blah.
from you.
Yeah, it's a mile down from you. So the cop is like, yo, yeah, I'm going to
get this shit.
And they start... and then the transplant apparently is just completing the circuit.
Yes.
I don't know why.
He keeps going around.
He just keeps going around the circuit. Huh? Either that or it's the longest motocross track I've ever seen.
And the cop gets on the circuit and... They beat the fuck out of this car because every time it goes off a jump, it smashes the front end.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just you take a car and you drive it on a motorcycle track. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
And eventually, they kind of wimp out because he just crashes into a fucking puddle and the car dies.
The transplant's bike jumps a jump, and then the cop doesn't notice it's a jump. And goes over and just lands in a puddle.
Yeah, and then that's it for that.
And the transplant gets away.
And we're like, oh, this scene's over.
Okay, all right, cool. That was an okay scene. Well, it wasn't okay, but it happened, and so let's get on with the movie.
Excuse you.
So the transplant drives up this hill into the sunset, and we're like, okay, now the next scene's gonna happen. And then he turns around. Then he turns around. You see him coming towards the camera, and you just see a cavalcade of
cops.
Fucking cops
in the middle of fucking nowhere
on the horizon.
Yes,
20. Well, in this film, it seems like 20 cops.
It's a lot of fucking cars.
10 cops.
Yes.
This is Blues Brothers shit right here.
It is the greatest shot in cinema history. Will
just fucking army of
greatest shot in history.
Cop cars.
Just a fucking dude on a bike, and then just a billion cop cars.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just like, yeah, next scene. Oh shit.
Oh shit. Here we go.
And then it continues.
Oh man.
As I said, this scene has layers. Layers. Well, because then this next, what you get is,
I don't even know how to explain.
For the next 10 minutes, you see 50 fucking cop cars crash.
Every single time it shows the motorbike going across the camera on this field.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of hills on this field, or at least we see it multiple times, and there's not a lot of hills. And all these cop cars are just falling over these cliffs and rolling into these big hills and rolling over, and none of them crash into trees or anything.
Nope.
That would make too much sense.
No, they fall off fucking cliffs.
They start rolling over cliffs. One of them drifts out, and then its hood raises up, and then it just starts falling down
down a massive mountain.
Yeah, I don't understand. And this goes on for 10 minutes. It's just the motorbike flies by, a car or two crashes.
The whole police department gone.
Everything. And then just when you think it's over, another cop car shows up, and then another cop car, and then another cop car.
And they all get fucked up.
Rinse, repeat. They just keep. And then one point, one of them, they fly past a bridge, and one of the cars doesn't make it, and then another cop car topples on top of it.
Yeah. It's beautiful, Will.
And the guy's like, "Oh, are you okay? Oh, I think I broke my arm."
Yeah.
And
or the one guy, he gets a flat tire, and so he gets to fix his flat tire in the middle of this car chase, and then a cop car just smashes into the back.
Yep, and then they both start chasing after him.
Yeah, and eventually...
And they're going at different directions to try and cut him off.
Yeah.
And he drives through, and they crash into each other. And I remember calling this, it would show them at different perspectives, and I'm like, just watch, they're going to crash into each other. And sure as shit, not even a minute later, they smack into each other.
And then he starts beating the shit out of his car.
Yeah.
Beating the fuck out of it.
You let him get away, all this stuff.
You see him, stomping on the fucking roof of his car.
This scene is totally bonkers.
It is.
It is, those cop cars should not have crashed that easily.
It's fucking insane.
It's total insanity.
They just throw them off cliffs and hills non-stop.
Non-stop, while showing close-ups of the transplant with this, awkwardly sitting on this motorbike, just
and the fucking guy is just "You're gonna get us all killed.
You're gonna get us all killed." And literally, the Black Doctor says fucking nothing. He doesn't say a goddamn thing.
Nothing.
It doesn't even show his face. He's just hanging onto the back the entire time. And while the transplant's awkwardly sitting at the front of this fucking motocross bike, just trying to control it. He's not even turning or anything. When it shows the close-ups, he's just holding on to it.
The close-ups are on a fucking rail.
Well, I know.
That's why.
Because all it shows is a blue sky, and it's a weird angle, pointing up at them.
It's an angle from, it's pointing upward. And, just to avoid seeing anything other than the sky. Yeah. And it's just, shaking over and over to...
And I swear,
try to confuse
the
you.
actor playing the actor playing the transplant looks so awkward on That motocross.
Because he's like sitting there, and then the other guy is like smashed onto his fucking shoulder. Like, it's ridiculous. It's insanity.
It's total insanity.
I can't believe they did that.
Like, it sounds like an exciting scene, but I just wanted it to be over.
Like, you're a crazy man. You're a goddamn madman, Will.
It was so excessive that it got boring. I was like, okay, when are they gonna stop? Oh, another cop car. When are they? Oh, another cop car. Well, okay, this has to be. Nope, there's another cop car.
It never stops, Will.
One of them crashes into an outhouse. One of them falls down a hill. There's 2 bridge collapses. There's anything you can think of. There's that in that scene. As far as cars,
the smartest cops ever.
Yeah,
ever.
Akersfield. They're very prestigious.
Oh Lord.
Okay, all right, we got that off our chest.
That's the end.
So they go to the convict's girlfriend's house.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of totally okay with
the fact that
there's a white man connected to her hubby, her hubby's head.
He's very salty.
Yeah,
very salty.
Yeah, he's like, what is this?
Yeah. Well, eventually she's like, doesn't he talk? And he starts to rub him.
He's like, don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Oh wait, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, can't we get a kiss? And she's like, starts going in for a kiss, and she's like, no,
that's the first attempt.
I have to get used to this.
That's the first attempt.
Yeah.
There's a scene later when they're laying in bed, and she's like, you guys get some rest now. And he's like, oh, is that it? And she kind of goes in for a kiss, and he's like, no, it's... And he's like... The transplanted head is like, you've got to be kidding me. And you were just like, nope. You know what I kept saying? Yes. Imagine how fucking awkward
that would have been such an awkward scene.
But it's okay, well, you got your wish.
They didn't.
No sex happened.
And no kissy.
No two-headed kissy.
Nope.
That could have been a great moment for...
And, this is when the white guy was like, is that all you guys can think about? All this stuff.
Yeah. And she just... And he's like, don't worry, you can put a bag over his head or something.
Like a pillowcase or something. Just, that solves the problem. So then...
We've all been there.
Then it cuts to them eating dinner, and he's like... the
transplant's not eating.
The convict tries to feed the surgeon.
Yeah,
and he's like, I don't want that food.
He's like, have some pork chops. He's just sticking in his face. He's like, no, I don't want that stuff. How can you people eat this? And then he's like, what's for dessert? Watermelon?
Oh, and then they start fucking with him and saying they're gonna make possum and all
possum and go to a revival meeting.
Yeah. And sing gospel.
And then he asks for a cigarette. And there's this fucking shot of him smoking a cigarette and the other guy eating a fucking chicken wing. It's just
it's totally insane. This movie's insanity.
It's wonderful.
Even not as totally bonkers as some of the scenes in the Incredible Two-Headed Transplant, but it's fucking insane.
Yeah, this is a special one.
Yeah, it's a little weird because I didn't absolutely hate it, but I mean I'd never watch it again, but. So then we get, then they figure out.
Then he tells the black doctor that he wants to get rid of this head.
Right, and the black doctor is like, okay, it's a fairly easy.
Yeah, and earlier they established that the white doctor is slowly gaining control of the body.
Right, because he can move his arms.
Yeah, so they quote unquote break into a lab.
Oh god, yes. And they're trying to get medical stuff so they can operate.
He starts rubbing his face.
So the surgeon starts rubbing the convict's face and just feeling around and the convict's like, what's going on? And
he starts rubbing his face aggressively.
Yeah, the doctor's like, he's gaining control, and then he walks over and
knocks the doctor the fuck
He
out.
knocks the fuck out, and he's like, "Now it's your turn." And then he makes the convict. He makes the convict punch himself in the goddamn face
And knocks him out.
so hard that it knocks him out.
They did that.
Now, I don't know if you've seen Hard Target,
Oh my God.
but in that movie, Jean-Claude Van Damme, to incapacitate a snake, punches it in the fucking
Yes.
face. And this scene is on that caliber.
He punches himself in the face.
He punches himself in the face.
Fuck out.
Yeah. Knocks himself the fuck out so the guy can go...
And try to...
Was he trying to get his assistants?
He was trying to get another body, I guess, or something.
Oh, that's right, yeah. So, the doctor wakes up and, like, you know, what? Okay, so how do they get to the final scene? Because this is, like, the last, 5 minutes of the movie.
So, oh my God, the doctor goes back to his mansion or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he goes back to his mansion and he starts, trying to cut the... he starts trying to cut
and he's going to operate on himself.
He tried to cut the black guy's head off.
Yeah,
Essentially.
because he wants to become...
Then the doctor wakes up and he gets the girlfriend, and they're on the way to the mansion also. And then there is the only decent joke in the movie. These cops are on their way to the mansion, and they're like, we're still listening to the police scanner or something, and they're like, we have an interview from one of the men who chased the monster around. And they're like, get that son of a...
And then they cut off.
And then they're like, and that was the end of that interview.
Yeah.
And like...
That one was pretty funny.
It worked. It worked because it was so casual and just out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
But and then they get there and they grab his hand, and for some reason he can't knock him out this time. I don't know why.
He doesn't flail the knife around or anything.
So then, the assistants show up, and they see that the doctor's head has been cut off.
Remember, the black doctor called the assistants and were like, "Hey,
yeah,
this surgeon needs your help."
Yeah.
And so the assistants show up, and it's just the surgeon's head,
and he's
on a little gurney.
You need to find me another body. You need to help me find me another body. And
now let me preface this last scene with this came out of nowhere. And let me explain how the entire time they made it a point to say that this guy, the convict, was trying to prove his innocence the entire time, right? Like, his girlfriend was trying. They had multiple scenes of them mentioning it. They established that he was a good person. He wanted to donate his body to science for children. And
fuck that shit.
Seriously. No. You know what we get at the end?
Nothing.
Just fucking all three of them singing gospel music in a goddamn car.
Yes. It cuts to them in a car singing Happy Days or something like that.
Yeah.
A sing-along.
A sing-along as the credits roll.
You get a sing-along. And you know what? 10 out of 10.
Not, for all the fucking we know, he wasn't innocent. I don't know. I don't even know what he did.
He shot a cop.
Oh, well.
Pay attention, Will. Goddamn.
Sorry. Apparently they were
deep plot.
Well, they weren't paying attention when they tried to prove his innocence. They never did.
No.
They never
left it
fucking
on the cliffhanger.
did.
It's a cliffhanger.
And we don't know if they're on the run or if they're just gonna be happy and joyful.
They don't look on the run, Will.
No,
they look they're
way
happy.
too happy.
Like that would be the end scene if they pardon him.
And sure, great, okay, he gets away. That's fine. Innocent. He's innocent. He was, wrongfully accused. All right, cool. But maybe have a scene where you prove it. That would make it more substantial.
No. You get nothing.
It would have been great if they had, his, the end scene be his, acquittal, where, people are oh, you are innocent.
Well, fuck that sensical shit.
That'd be more sentimental. No. It'd be better.
No. Fuck that shit. Who needs
way
better?
better?
Who needs better? Will, who needs things that make sense?
We need, you know what things we need? The Thing with the Two Heads. The Thing with Two Heads. That's what we needed in our life.
We did.
And we spent an hour and a half of it watching that.
You got a very nice gospel song at the end, Will.
Yep. Oh, happy days.
Happy days. Do you feel happy days?
No.
Why?
I don't.
Why?
Because this movie is garbage.
No. This movie's great. Well, what are you talking about?
It has... Okay, so...
It gave you a cliffhanger.
I love car chase scenes, okay? I love, like, massive crashes and stuff like that.
Oh, you got it.
Too much of it, and not the right way.
You sure?
Suspension of disbelief only goes so far. There was no hills on that fucking field.
Who needs that, Will? You just filmed the car chases in a completely different part of the state.
Yeah. They were in the desert, and then all of a sudden they were in this grassy hill place.
Who needs locations?
I don't know.
You just film.
Not this film.
You just get a bunch of empty
Apparently
cars.
they didn't really care. They just wanted a bunch of cop cars crashing. And
Yeah.
I didn't keep a count, but I swear you see over 15 cars crash in that one 10-minute scene.
I'd say 15 or 20.
In that one 10-minute scene, you see 15 to 20.
Might as well be the whole police department.
Yeah.
Cannot catch this fucking guy.
On
In the
a
middle
motorbike.
of fucking nowhere.
On a motorbike.
Yes. In the middle of fucking nowhere.
So, final thoughts?
I don't know. I don't know what to say. Nice cliffhanger, but there ain't no fucking The Thing with Two Heads returns or some shit.
Thank God for that.
Oh, well. Can you imagine? If there was a sequel, you could have an even longer car chase. Maybe this time they'd be on like a fucking, I don't know,
Like an airplane or something?
bobsled
Yeah.
or some shit. Airplane.
Or like snowmobiles?
Yeah. Skis.
Ooh,
It'd
yeah.
be like a Bond movie, but a million times better. Cause
Oh, yeah, because they'd have just insane...
Bond movies have nothing.
Just an insane... They could do like 50 cars piling up.
They could do 50 cars piling up in the same cliff over and over again.
While he's skiing over them.
Oh, man.
Yeah, can you imagine?
We got this shit.
Yeah, we can do it.
We can do it, Will. We can fucking do it. Get a bunch of, go to your local junkyard and get some old cop cars.
Oh my God.
You don't even need cop cars. Just give a bullshit decal of a city that doesn't exist.
Yeah. Oh boy.
What are your final thoughts?
I'm with you. I don't know. This is special because it wasn't like terrible, but
Are you glad I found this for you?
I don't know.
Why?
It
dare
was,
you.
It was miles better than JC. I could.
Fuck that movie. Fuck that piece of shit.
If I never even hear about JC again, I'll be a happy man.
Hey, Will, have you heard of JC?
No, I haven't. What's it about?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't either.
What was I talking about? I don't know. Some movie?
I don't know.
Strange.
But yeah, so
Is it better than Incredible Two-Headed Transplant? You don't even have to think about that, you fuck. I know it's better.
yeah, it is. Because Incredible.
Which one had the car chase? That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but the Incredible.
Which one had the funk music?
Yeah, but the Incredible Two-Headed Transplant had the biker scene.
That is one thing. But that biker scene... that biker scene is still the stupidest thing.
It's so dumb.
It is the stupidest thing.
It's so dumb. But yeah, this takes the cake because that car chase scene was literally like one of the worst I've seen in film history. that car chase scene, like all 4 segments of it, were like some of the worst. Like, Jesus.
Oh, God.
Oh, it was bad. Oh man.
Masterpiece.
So that was The Thing with Two Heads. 1972, directed by Lee Frost, or whatever moniker you want him to go under, because he's directed a lot of movies under different names.
Movies.
Wow.
Movies.
Adult movies, supposedly.
I am pretty sure this man has directed many pornos in his life.
I'm sure he has.
Considering his, the titles of some of his other movies and the names he uses for himself.
His
I'm going
filmography.
to take a wild guess and say that he has not made many movies of this caliber.
I would say you're right. If you want, I don't recommend this movie, but if you want to watch the longest, most boring, like worst car chase scene that I've seen so far, I mean, there might be worse. I'll eat my words if there are, but that was literally one of the worst. It was so boring. Like there's a ton of crashes and it was just boring. But if you sorry, I digress. If you want to watch it, it is on Amazon Prime if you have a Prime membership, or you can rent it on Amazon. But yeah, it's on there. That was that.
That's it.
Yeah, and we're back, and we'll start recording on a regular schedule probably again here. Yep. Yeah, and we'll keep watching these crummy movies so you don't have to. And we'll explain them.
We got one more action movie for 1972.
I'm excited. Well,
you shouldn't be.
I don't know.
But
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know if I'm excited.
And then we go to horror.
Oh man, yes.
We go to schlock. Horror schlock. Once we're done with action schlock.
Oh yes.
Not that this is an action movie, because this, I don't even remember this wasn't even in the action genre. But it might as well be.
Let's just hope we don't get anything as bad as Legacy of Blood.
JC. Action movie, Will.
Like, I hope we don't get that misleading of a movie again. Because JC was not an action movie. I don't know what that was.
It was a tragedy.
It was garbage.
It was a tragic moment.
Like, I'm calling it right now. That is not only one of the worst films I've seen, but one of the worst movies I think we'll watch on this podcast.
Will, I think you're right.
I think I might be. I don't think anything could be as bad.
You might be a prophet, Will.
Because I didn't want to turn this off.
Why would you? This is beautiful.
I mean, I got really bored.
It's so uplifting, and it really makes you think about race relations and your fellow man.
I mean, I feel like they missed the mark on that one, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But
you telling me this wasn't like a cynical cash in on a popular trend at the time? You may not, you know, this is 1972. You know, there's a little thing at this time period called blaxploitation.
Yeah, but
do you think this might have been a cynical cash in?
No,
never.
What?
They even have the funk music. They even have the funk music.
Yeah, for fucking just do yourself a favor. Don't watch it.
Watch it.
See if you can find the car chase scene on YouTube, because it's actually pretty hilarious. It's really stupid, but it's hilarious. Yeah, so that was the thing with two heads. For They Mostly Come Out at Night, this has been Will.
And this has been Alex.
And we'll talk to you all later.
Bye.
Boing.